In today's top cannabis stories, some details have been released about what cannabis legalization could look like for Mexico. We'll share some statistics of just what kind of cash cow cannabis is proving to be for Canada. And if you're curious, find out how U.S. cannabis companies did on 420. It's Monday, May 4th, and this is your TRICHOMES Morning Buzz.
Broadcasting live from the TRICHOMES.com studios in Southern California. It's time for your Morning Buzz. We bring you late-breaking news that keeps you up to date with what's happening in the cannabis industry.
First up today, we have some details about the proposed legalization bill in Mexico. The cannabis legalization bill proposed in Mexico would permit possession and cultivation for people aged 18 and older, tax sales at 12%, allow public consumption, cap personal possession at 1 ounce, and decriminalize possession up to 200 grams, according to a Benzinga report. The bill also allows personal cultivation of up to 20 plants, which must be registered with the government as long as the total yield doesn't exceed 480 grams per year. Medical patients would be allowed to grow an additional 20 plants, and hemp and CBD would also be exempt from regulations that apply to THC products. According to Ganjapreneur, Senator Julio Ramon Menchaca Salaza said the measure would allow cannabis to play a role in the nation's economic recovery from the coronavirus pandemic. If the law is approved, as is eventually required under Supreme Court ruling, Mexico would be the third country joining Canada and Uruguay to allow cannabis possession, use, and sales across the country.
A new report shows legal cannabis in Canada brought in nearly $4 billion with a B to their gross domestic product. The legal cannabis industry has contributed $3.96 billion to Canada's GDP since the nation's adult use legalization reforms in October of 2018. That's an increase of 215%, according to Statistics Canada data outlined by Bloomberg News. The agency also reported that estimated illicit cannabis sales contributed $4.13 billion to the nation's economy, down about 21% since October 2018. Ganjapreneur reports, according to agency data, 16.7% of Canadians use cannabis over the last 3 months. In all, that represents about 5 million people, a figure that remains unchanged from pre-legalization statistics. In February, Canada reported cannabis tax revenues totaled $18 million during the first full fiscal year of legalization, falling short of the $35 million expected by government estimates. The shortfall prompted officials to cut their cannabis-related revenue forecast this year from $100 million to $66 million. Officials are still betting on cannabis tax revenues to reach $135 million next year and $220 million by 2023. Canada's cannabis industry has also seen employment numbers nearly quadruple from 2018 to 2019, from roughly 2,600 jobs to over 9,000 jobs, according to Statistics Canada figures. In 2017, the industry employed just over 1,400 people. Statistics Canada figures from August 2019 also found that nearly 43% of Canadian cannabis consumers still obtained some cannabis products illegally.
Lastly today, just how did 420 play out for U.S. cannabis businesses? According to MJ Biz Daily, cannabis companies across the United States reported a mixed bag for sales this year leading up to the industry's most celebrated day, 420. While the surge of consumer stockpiling based on concerns about the coronavirus pandemic boosted some companies' bottom lines, others were hurt by the restrictive stay-at-home orders that prevented in-person sales. MJ Biz Daily surveyed business owners from around the country to get a sense of how this year's sales for April 20th compared to previous years and whether the COVID-19 outbreak caused any significant changes. David Elias, founder and CEO of Lowell Herb Co., Los Angeles, said, "We hit our sales goals for both March and April, and we recognize that we are fortunate to be in that position. We are grateful to the local authorities for deeming cannabis an essential business so we can continue serving our customers and patients during arguably the most challenging periods of our lifetime," he said. Dennis O'Malley, CEO of Caliva, based in San Jose, California, said, "Our 420 sales this year exceeded last year's, with the largest increase coming through our delivery business. We saw a 3 times increase in delivery orders compared to 420 delivery sales in 2019.
That was today's Buzz. Have a response to any of the stories on today's show? Share your comments when you join the conversation with the professionals of the cannabis community at trichomes.com. Our beta is now open, so be sure to sign up. It's free.
And be sure to keep up with us on all social media platforms. And you can also subscribe to our podcast and the Trichomes YouTube channel for daily content. My name is David Fortin.
And my name is Allison Ben Yehuda. Take care, and may the 4th be with you.